Hey, what's up, everybody? We've been nominated to do the Secret Santa gift exchange this year, and I'm not going to tell you just yet who our lucky winner is, but I'm going to show you what we're doing, and I'm going to show you how we build it. There's a lot of ways you can do this, and this is how I'm doing it. So stick around, and we'll show you real quick. All right, so if you do metalworking or any kind of automotive work, you know that getting a bunch of flap discs or grinding wheels, cutting wheels, whatever, you need a place to put them or they end up all over the place. So what I got here is a few boxes of flap discs. Benchmark Abrasives was kind enough to send us a care package. So we will be using those for this video. But these are stuff I had on hand prior to that. And anyway, so you end up with flap discs just kind of scattered wherever, or you're taking up an entire drawer you could be using for better things, other tools that you don't want out and around. So what we're going to make is we're going to make one of these. This is a DIY grinder disc holder. You can put your grinding stones down like those and your flap discs. You can even put your cutoff wheels on there, all that sort of stuff. This is nice because it puts everything in one place and it's easy and accessible and you're not hunting all over. So for example, I had these here, and before that they were stuffed in drawers in here. So then you're trying to find stuff, you're fumbling through it. This cleans everything up, makes it super ergonomic for you, great organization, all that stuff. So what you're going to need is you're going to need a piece of flat bar. Now we're using 3-inch wide by 1/8 inch thick. This is plenty good. And then we're going to make these hooks out of 14 gauge sheet metal. You can use whatever kind of metal you want. Just know that the thinner the metal is, the less weight it's going to hold without bending. So I've found that 14 gauge is perfect for this. It's nice and strong. It's fairly easy to bend. Now, if you got a sheet metal brake like this one here, you can totally do it in that. But I'm going to show you how to do it with a bench vise. Super easy, less setup, and a lot of folks don't have a sheet metal brake. So, show you how to get that going. And we're going to cut out some of these. Let me see if I got one laying around. Here we go. This is how it looks once it's cut out. And then you'll just take and put it in your vise and bend it. But we're going to show you all the process, how to do this, beginning to end. And at the end, we will be announcing who the lucky recipient of the Secret Santa gift is. So stick around, hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be right back and get this set up for you. Now you can cut these out in any shape, style, design that you want. I, on the other hand, am using a stencil. I had this made for me based off a drawing that I came up with. So, it's just a piece of wood. As you can see, it's got some burn marks on it. No big deal. Now, I'm using this because it keeps the design uniform and I like the shape. Eventually I am going to change it from the martini glass looking thing, probably to a pyramid up down. That's not here nor there. Anyway, use this, and we're going to use one of the Art Captain Cut 50 plasma cutters. Alright, so we're using the Art Captain Cut 50. We are running 220. and we're just going to run it at 50 amps. And we've got the air pressure set at, what do we have the air pressure set at here, folks? Right about 83. So get our stencil lined up. And then what we're going to do to make our lives easier, we are going to clamp it like so. Make sure you got a good consumable in there and that your nozzle's clear and clean. I just replaced this, so we know this is good. Now I'll show you a trick, because if you start straight down, you're going to blow a hole, and it's either going to go this way or this way. So if you angle it away from the center, assuming you want your centerpiece, like we want this whole center to stay intact, we just want the outside edges to cut. So we're going to angle it away and then bring it down. That way its blow through doesn't come back here in the center. In theory, that's how that should work. Here we go. Make sure you wear your PPE, personal protective equipment. Don't mess up your eyes and don't get plasma burns. And there you go. There's your industrial martini glass. Now it's going to be pretty hot, so don't touch it with your bare hands. But except for a little hiccup right there, that's a nice clean cut for doing freehand. And as you can see back here, that's real nice and clean. Got a very minimal dross. And that's no big deal. We'll just take a flap disc, we'll clean all that up, and we'll clean up that rough spot. And like I said, we'll take and we're going to bend it right across this line, and then we're going to bend about a ½ inch up. That way you've got a stopper. I'll get to all that shortly. Stick around. we'll get this cleaned up and we'll get you to the next step here. All right, so that's one of the beginning steps, and that turned out pretty smooth. Now, you can cut out as many as you want, depending on how many racks of discs you want to hang up on there. So we're going to do a 5-er. 5 for 5, not Arby's. Any who's and way. So we got that done. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to our piece of 1/8 inch by 3 inch flat bar, and we're going to leave it rough and crusty. We're going to take 5 of those. We're going to line them out. Now you can measure it out however you want, but I like to get them eyeball even. All right, kids. Now I'm going to show you one of the top 2 most important tools any person can have. Take a guess. What's your guess? What is your top guess, top pick for the most important tool you can have in the workspace? Drop your answer in the comment section down below. And now I'm going to show you. A pen. A Sharpie, no less. So this is what we're going to do. Because the pen, indeed, is mightier than the sword. So what we're going to do is take the Sharpie and we're going to trace the outside of each and bottom, top and bottom, trace the outside. And for those of you that are not initiated, you might be asking yourselves, well, what's this guy doing drawing half circles on a piece of steel around the flappy disc? Well, what better way to find center than to have your center? And all of this will make sense shortly. Now, from the top of your disc, you want to get 2.5 inches. And then we're going to cut that off. And we're going to keep all of that. Don't worry, guys. We're getting to the goods. We're getting to the goods. Dang mosquitoes. I need to get me a chicken. So, we got 3 inches across. So we want one inch in. Actually, you know what? I'll show you this part coming up after we lop this off. It'll be easier. It'll make more sense. Alright, so we got our pieces cut out. We got our backing plate marked out. We haven't done anything with the backing plate other than get our markings. That way we can make sure it's all good to go when we're ready to cut it. So what I did was I cut out 5 of these. And I've got them stacked together about as even as you're going to get them. Try and get it all good and tight. What we're going to do is we're going to put a little tack weld on there. We're going to use our MIG 200 here. By the way, this is a fantastic machine. So much so that I got 2 of them. Anyway, great machine, very smart machine. So we're going to do that. And put some tacks on this. And Morgan was kind enough to make me this welding helmet. I like it. I like it a lot. It's the little things that count, folks. But you take a generic black welding hood and bedazzled it. I'm like a rhinestone cowboy. Anyway, I really like it. I need to change the lens on it. This was actually my very first welding hood I ever had. So it used to be that color. Now it's all fancy. Grab our torch here, and then we're going to make sure everything's as straight as can be, and then we'll get some tacks on here, and then it'll be all good. Just like that. And all we want is it just to hold together. Like that. And that won't be nothing to grind off. And then we'll just give it a little smacky smacky and it'll come apart. Alright. Excuse the bench press there. Alright, so we're using a 3/16 drill bit. There you go. Alright, got our holes drilled. Now what we'll do is we'll take this, we'll grind that turd off. Bugger didn't want to come loose. Okay, now we got those out. Take our flappy disc and we'll clean up the burrs here. Alright, here's the fun part. You get to take out some of your pent-up aggression. Hopefully this is on a Friday, so you can really give the week a what for. So, sorry about the camera work. That was my fault. Anyway, we got our pieces cut. We got them drilled. And now, we're going to do the fun stuff. Like I said earlier in the video, you can use a sheet metal brake if you got one, or a shop press, but you don't need one. We're just using a little 3-inch vise. Just make sure it's good and tight. Now, 14 gauge is pretty stout stuff, but when it's this thin, like strip wise, you can just do this number.
Nice.
Now, you want to put your pressure as close to the jaws. That way you're not bending it up here and end up with a camel hump. Or if you got soft hands or limp wrists, you can also use a hammer. So, there you go. There's that. Now, we kind of overbent it. No big deal. I'll show you something real quick. Put it back in here. And there you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now we're going to put the little lip on it. And there you go. You got your little flappy disc bracket holding it on. I'll show you.
Nice.
Just like that. Now, this size bracket will hold 10 of these. So if you buy a 10 pack, don't worry, it'll hold all these. Alright, now that we got this fine piece of extra cut off, we've got our length. We're going to measure and make our marks for our mounting holes. You can get one of these at Harbor Freight for a couple of bucks. This unscrews right here. And it's a little scribe. I don't really care for it, but these work out pretty good. So this is 3 inches across. This is 1 inch. We're going to go 1 inch in. It would help if I marked the steel and not the ruler. And then we're going to go down to ½ inch. What am I doing here? I'll try that real quick. ¾ We're going to go in with ½ inch, not ¾ Why? Because it's aesthetically pleasing. Just so we don't got this spring-loaded center punch. This thing works good when it works. Problem I've been having with it is it doesn't want to hit the hammer all the time on the inside, so we're gonna Alright, got that marked out. We're going to drill it out with, I need to go see real quick. I'll be right back. We're going to start with an 1/8 inch pilot hole. Got our 1/8 inch pilot hole, and we are going to step her up. That is 3/16. That is our final size. Now, I got these fancy step bits the other day in the mail. If it'll focus. We're going to put this apart in the drill press and do that. Just like that. Look at that. I really like those bits. Alright, so we got our corners cleaned up, and we'll go over that with a file, get those little burrs off. But looks pretty good. Adds a nice little touch to it, so it's not just all, you know, roughed in. So she's taking shape, and we're gonna get it going some more. We just gotta clean these edges up so nobody cuts themselves, and it's coming along nicely. Get rid of this stupid thing. By the way, wear those, protect these, don't be dumb. So get the camera set up and we'll get to the next step here. It's coming along good, guys, and I think our Secret Santa recipient is going to really like it. Alright folks, so we got it all done, except for we just got to grind down the back, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. But I want to show you these do-it-yourself hot rivets. So earlier we do one, that one, and it didn't turn out peachy keen, but these did. So what we're gonna do, turn this turd over. Let me find a place that's not gonna burn my fingies. Now, what they are is a pass-through. It's just a rosette weld that passes all the way through. So what we'll do is we'll take a 40 grit flap disc, clamp this thing down to the table so it doesn't do one of these dealies, and we're going to grind it flush, and you'll never know they were there outside of this video. So we'll get to doing that real quick and we'll show you. And there you go, folks. You can't even tell that there's a weld there. Now that is a way to make some ornamental stuff. Keep it super clean. We will take a wire wheel and go over that, get the heat marks off. No big deal. It'll be super clean. And now for the recipient of this project, for the Secret Santa for 2025, from Brandon and Morgan at Midnight Customs. Buddy, Merry Christmas. We hope that you find a good use for this, and we hope it's a great addition to your shop. So from our family to yours and all of you in YouTube land, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever it is you celebrate. And if you don't have a seat at your table tonight, or you can't be home, you have a seat with us here at our table on YouTube. So we appreciate you very much. Thank you for watching, and we hope this works out for you. And this is something that you can do at home. It's a great gift idea. You can even turn around and sell and make you some extra cash, what have you. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.